Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with amazing physical powers far beyond those of mortal men, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, wages a never-ending battle for truth and justice. Today, while Superman searches for him, the masked man with Jacques, his trigger man, are speeding toward a hideout where Lois Lane is imprisoned.
Slow down, Jacques. The airport, sir.
Oui, monsieur.
Ah, there is the cottage. Now, in a few moments, Mademoiselle Lois Lane will join her sister in the next world. And then no one will ever know that Carré and the masked man are one and the same.
The other day, gang, a young fellow I know was saying goodbye to me. So long, he said, don't take any wooden nickels. And I came right back at him, real snappy-like. I laughed and said, so long, pal, don't buy the Brooklyn Bridge. Well, these are just gag lines, of course, gang. But it shouldn't surprise you to find some sharpie trying to make a crooked dollar peddling them. And gold bricks, too, because you never know what some dopes will fall for. Why, just think of the phony ideas that get peddled around in broad daylight every day in the week. You know what I mean. That cheap, empty talk that's all puffed up to look like million-dollar items. The good old surefire nonsense about one man's ancestry making him better than the next guy. Baloney. Yes, sir, it's strictly baloney, sliced 3 inches thick, no matter how you look at it. Well, gang, anybody who buys that stuff does so at his own risk. You know why? Because it's stolen. Yes, sir, it's stolen property. It doesn't belong to the sharpie who peddles it. He got it from dangerous crackpots with crooked ideas that lead to hatred, and so to wars and other horrible catastrophes. Besides, it's rotten, polluted, and unhealthy. So let the troublemakers peddle these ideas somewhere else. Let's tell them in no uncertain terms that although we may have a few suckers in our midst, most of us know better than to buy hatred, even if it comes all wrapped up in fancy packages. Because hatred and true democracy don't mix. They're at opposite poles. And here in the good old USA, we're for democracy, the kind that gives everyone an even break. We like it that way. Let's keep it that way.
And now, the adventures of Superman. Just before a French Secret Service agent was assassinated in Paris, he gave a letter to Diana Lane, sister of Lois Lane, the Daily Planet reporter. The letter, written in French, which Diana could not read, revealed the operations and name of a spy who, to preserve his secret, abducted both Diana and her sister Lois, who had just arrived in Paris. Diana managed to escape from the spy, and from her meager description of him, Clark Kent, who we know is Superman, narrowed the field of suspects to 3 men, all highly placed in the French government. 2 of them were then eliminated, leaving only Georges Carré, a cabinet minister, who Kent reluctantly believes is the masked traitor. Now, as the man known as Carré is on his way to a hideout beyond Paris, where he has Lois Lane imprisoned, Kent, with Colonel Charlot of the Secret Service and Captain Dulac of the Paris police, are waiting in the anteroom of Carré's office. Listen.
No, I don't like this waiting. Where is Carré?
His secretary said he would return very shortly, Monsieur Kent.
We must be patient.
But we've been here almost half an hour.
I know,
I
but...
say again, we waste our time, mes amis. Georges Carré cannot be the traitor.
I agree with you, Captain Dulac.
Well, I don't. I'm practically sure he's the masked man and knows where Lois Lane is. And if only he'd get here so I could get my hands on him,
Monsieur, please.
Look,
please.
Captain, I'm going to give Carré only another few minutes to show up and prove himself one way or the other. If he isn't here then, I'm taking matters into my own hands. Well, gentlemen, we've waited almost an hour for Carré. I'm not waiting any longer.
What do you propose to do, Monsieur Kent?
I'm going to prove right here and now, Colonel, whether or not Georges Carré is the masked man.
How can you do it without Carré?
There must be plenty of his fingerprints here in his private office. Let's check them.
Wait, monsieur. Georges Carré is a prominent cabinet minister.
So?
We cannot, snoop in his private office as if he were a common criminal.
Look, Captain Dulac, if, as you insist, Carré is innocent, I'm sure he wouldn't object to a test.
That may be true,
Monsieur
but...
Kent is right, Captain. In a matter so grave as this, any honorable man would urge the test. I consider Georges Carré a man of honor.
Then that's settled. There ought to be some fine fingerprints on the glass top of Carré's desk. Let's go to work. Well, Captain Dulac, what's the verdict?
Un moment, Monsieur Kent. While I compare the fingerprints from the desk with those we found at the house of the masked man. Sacre nom!
What is it, Captain?
They're the same, eh?
Oui. I cannot believe.
I knew it.
Let
Now,
me
will
see,
you believe?
Captain.
Oui, Colonel. Here, see for yourself. There is no question that both sets of prints were made by the same man.
Where's Carré's secretary? You, monsieur. Come in here, please.
I cannot believe it, Georges Carré, a traitor.
There must be some mistake. There must be.
You wish to see me, monsieur?
Yes. Where did Monsieur Carré go?
I do not know. You received a phone call and left at once, saying he would return shortly.
You know who called him?
No, I do not.
He may have gone to his home. Let me try to...
No, Captain, I called his home only a moment ago.
Sacre bleu. Do you think perhaps he discovered we were on his track and fled?
Just a minute.
I will begin an immediate search for the traitor.
Oh, wait.
Traitor? What is this you say, Monsieur Carré?
Just a minute, please. Your boss, Carré, may have mentioned some name or place when he left. If he did, you must tell us. A girl's life is at stake.
We and the fate of all France may be at stake.
Oh, Maman, I recall that Monsieur Carré was very angry when he left. He said something of Le Bel Jacques.
Jacques.
Who is he?
His chauffeur.
Jacques is also the name of the masked man's henchman.
That is so.
What did he say about him?
I could not hear clearly, only that he was furious with Jacques for some reason. He rushed out, waving a paper in his hand.
Oh, what paper?
From the pad on his desk. Always when Monsieur Carré speaks on the telephone, he makes notes on the pad.
Just a minute. Is this the pad?
It is.
Let me see it, Monsieur Kent.
Just a minute, Colonel.
Have a care how you handle it. There may be indentations of the pen or pencil on the page.
Yes, there are.
They are too faint to be made out with the eye alone, but at the laboratory...
We don't need the laboratory. I can read them.
Impossible, monsieur. I can barely see anything.
Well, I have rather unusual eyes, Colonel. Carré wrote Lieutenant Michel, Police Barracks, Versailles.
Versailles, that is just outside of Paris.
I know where it is.
Well, let us drive to Versailles at once, and there... Come, Monsieur Kent.
Don't bother. I know a much faster way to get to Versailles, Colonel. Au revoir. Out of these clothes. This is a job for Superman. There we are. All set. Now to pick up Carré or his trail in Versailles. Up, up, and away! Are you sure Carré has left, Lieutenant?
Oui, Monsieur Superman. He left as soon as he arranged for the release of his chauffeur. That was about an hour ago.
Did he start back toward Paris?
No. He drove in the opposite direction, away from Paris.
Oh? One thing more. What kind of car was he driving?
A blue Mercedes.
Oh, that won't be hard to spot. Thanks, Lieutenant. And au revoir. Up, up, and away!
Leaping high into the air as the French police officer gapes in wonder, Superman streaks away on the trail of the masked spy. Will he find him, and in time to save Lois Lane's life? We'll be back in a moment for the tense climax of today's episode, so keep listening.
Gang, if you're interested, well, even if you're not interested, let me tell you how to hunt a moose in the Canadian backwoods. Well, first, of course, you'd need a gun. Then you have to attract the moose, bring him into range. Well, that's where your guide comes in. He has a special moose horn, or maybe he's a good mimic. Anyhow, he makes the doggonedest sound you ever heard. That sound is a fake moose call, and the moose you're hunting thinks it's a pal, so he comes trotting over to say howdy doody. Then, bang, bang, if your aim is good, you can hang those antlers over your mantelpiece. Well, gang, before you laugh and call that moose a sucker, just consider how many human beings fall for similar fake noises. Guys who bellow a lot of insults against persons whose race or religion happens to be different from their own, and who trumpet slogans about how certain groups are superior to anybody else. Now, these blowhards may not be so bright, maybe, but by golly, you can't say they're not loud. And what happens? You guessed it. A lot of dopes come trotting around to listen. What's more, these fake slogans sound like the real McCoy to them. Believe it or not, they don't realize that what they're listening to is a phony device like the moose horn, invented on purpose to attract their attention. Makes you wonder how stupid can a guy be, doesn't it? Well, just let's you and I remember this, boys and girls. For the windbags who aim to tear down this country, it's an all-year open hunting season. They're always on the lookout for game, but when we play smart, we spoil both their aim and their game. So let's by all means play it smart. Let's not be fooled by phony moose calls into walking up to the muzzle of a loaded gun. And let's do what we can to help others avoid the same trap.
And now, back to the adventures of Superman. Learning that Carré and Jacques, his chauffeur, had left the police station of Versailles and headed south away from Paris, Superman took to the air in search of them. Streaking high above the French countryside, the Man of Steel scans the roads and lanes and byways beneath him.
No sign of Carré yet. I'll find him, though. I must. Away!
Meanwhile, on a large, partly wooded country estate far off the main road, Carré and Jacques have left their car and are walking through a grove of trees. Ahead of them is a low, shingled gardener's cottage. A heavy bolt is drawn across the closed door, and its two small windows are shuttered fast. As they approach the house, Carré speaks.
I will complete the test quickly, Jacques. Then you will drive me back to Paris. Already some suspicious ones may be wondering where I am.
I cannot believe there are any who are suspicious of you, monsieur. You have played your role admirably well.
Merci, madame. But the Secret Service agent Larue learned the truth. Do not forget that.
Oui, but he is not dead. And so are those to whom the Mademoiselle Diana Lane showed his letter. And so also is the Mademoiselle Diana herself. And now, when her sister, Mademoiselle Lois, is also gone, there will be none left to fear.
Oui. Then and only then will I be able to sleep again.
And complete our work, eh, monsieur?
Ah, oui. When this matter is out of the way, the government will fall into our control as I've planned it.
Yeah.
Ah, here we are. Where is Edward?
I do not know. Ah, here he comes from that clump of bushes. Put down your gun, old one. Can you not see who we are?
Get. Who? Were you asleep there in the bushes?
Monsieur, I kept guard there while I could not be seen.
Ah. The, Mademoiselle Lois Lane, she's
She's tied up there in the cottage, monsieur.
Oui, I can see her through the shutter.
Eh bien. Let us get it over with at once. Unbolt the door, Edward.
Oui, monsieur.
Monsieur, do you wish me
No,
to...
Jacques. I will attend to the mademoiselle myself. Give me my gun. Oui, merci. Allons. Wait here. I will return in a moment.
Gun in hand, the spy known as Georges Carré steps into the little gardener's cottage where Lois Lane, bound hand and foot, recognizes the masked man and gasps. Meanwhile, Superman, searching the countryside for Lois and Carré, has not yet discovered the estate and the tiny gardener's cottage. What will happen? Is this the end of Lois? There are thrills and a sharp surprise in Monday's climactic episode, fellows and girls. So be sure to listen. Tune in, same time, same station, for the exciting climax to The Mystery of the Letter on The Adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC Comics magazine and is brought to you Monday through Friday at the same time. Watch for the Superman Adventure serial soon to be shown at your local movie theater. This program came from New York. Stay tuned to your mutual station for Adventure Parade, which follows in just a moment. And right after Adventure Parade, you will hear Tom Mix and his Straight Shooters. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Brock's, B-R-A-C-H-S, Brock's
Chocolate Mint Candy Bar presents The Adventures of Superman.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with amazing physical powers far beyond those of mortal men, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, wages a never-ending battle for truth and justice. Today, while Superman searches the surrounding countryside for Georges Carré, the French traitor who was holding Lois Lane prisoner, Carré, gun in hand, faces the girl reporter in a cottage hidden in the woods.
Believe me, mademoiselle, this distresses me greatly. But there is no other alternative.
What do you mean?
While you live, you are a threat to my career and to my very life. So I must get rid of you.
Oh, no, wait. Listen to me.
I regret there is no time. Au revoir, mademoiselle. This is the end for you.
Say, gang, did you know that at candy counters everywhere, more fellows and girls ask for Brock's Mint Candy Bar than any other chocolate mint in the world? Yes, that's a fact. And once you've tried Brock's Chocolate Mint Candy Bar yourself, you'll know why this delicious treat is number one in the candy hit parade. Next time you stop at a candy counter, reach for Brock's Chocolate Mint Candy Bar in the famous green wrapper. Peel off that wrapper and take a big bite of that creamy snow white mint candy. So cool and smooth, all wrapped up in a double-thick coating of Brock's famous bittersweet chocolate. Wow, that's good. And listen, gang, Brock's Chocolate Mint Candy Bar is actually two candy bars in one. Yes, it's a twin candy bar, two big pieces of that wonderful Brock's Chocolate Mint Candy. A double treat, so good to eat. Remember that name, Brock's. B-R-A-C-H-S. Brock's Chocolate Mint Candy Bar in the famous green wrapper. Creamy, swell-tasting mint candy with a delicious double-thick chocolate coating. Now, later on in the show, we'll tell you about the great new Superman Radio Quizmaster game the Brock Candy people are about to send to all Superman fans. And we'll also tell you about Brock's big Superman treasure chest, full of valuable prizes anyone can win. Be sure you're listening, because it's going to be one of the swellest offers ever made, and you won't want to miss the chance to get in on it.
And now, the adventures of Superman. In Paris, where she was appearing as a dancer, Diana Lane, sister of Lois Lane, the Daily Planet girl reporter, accidentally became involved with a French spy. Believing Diana knew his identity, the spy abducted her, and when Lois arrived in Paris, she too was taken prisoner. Diana managed to escape under gunfire, and the spy, who believed he had shot the dancer, then had her sister Lois transported to a cottage on a country estate where he planned to eliminate her, too. Meanwhile, streaking to Paris to aid the two sisters, Superman, in his guise of reporter Clark Kent, astounded the police by stating his belief that the spy was a famous cabinet minister named Carré. But when Kent and the police reached Carré's office, their man had already departed to finish Lois. Kent managed to pick up his trail and took after him as Superman. And as we continue now, having searched all the main roads south of Paris from the skies, the Man of Steel has dropped to earth in a small village at a crossroads where he is questioning a surprised peasant woman.
I'm looking for a big blue Mercedes-Benz sedan, madame. Did you see it pass through this village within the last hour or so?
Ah, oui, monsieur. I saw it. Two men were in it.
That's right. How long ago did you see it? Which way?
Perhaps half an hour ago.
Which way did it go?
That way.
Southwest. A million thanks, madame. Up, and away!
Once more taking to the airways, Superman streaks away on the trail of the spy who, at this moment, gun in hand, stands before Lois Lane in a tiny gardener's cottage on a large country estate.
I am sure, Mademoiselle Lane, you understand why I must do away with you.
No.
Naturally,
no.
Since you know the truth about me, you are a great danger to my career, to my very life. And so...
Now, wait, listen to me.
I regret there is no time. I must return to Paris before I am missed.
So now...
No, don't shoot me.
Au revoir, mademoiselle.
No. Superman.
I'll take that gun,
Oh,
Carey.
Superman.
Who are you?
Carey, give me that.
No, I will kill you both.
Oh, no, you're all through killing people, my friend, and so are your playmates. Now, you'd better behave. Maybe I'd better relax you like this.
Atta boy, Superman.
That will hold him for a while. Now, are you all right, Miss Lane?
Yes, but... Oh, Superman, if you hadn't arrived just when you did,
I know, but it's all over now, so forget
Well,
it.
it isn't all over. This man shot my sister, Diana, and killed her.
No, he didn't. Diana's fine.
What?
She's alive and well and is in Paris now, waiting for you.
Oh, thank
And
heaven.
you've got a terrific story for your paper because Carey is a spy and a traitor.
A spy?
That's right. The letter Diana had revealed his name and operations, and that's why you and she were abducted.
Good heavens. What a story for the Daily Planet. Please, Superman, take me to a cable office or to a telephone right away.
You smell a scoop, eh?
And how? I'll scoop every paper in the United States. Wait till Clark Kent hears about this. Will he turn green with envy?
I'm sure he'll be surprised.
You can say that again.
I'm sure he'll be... Oh, I see what you mean. Well, I'll pick up Carey and his two friends. I took care of them on the way in. We'll hop back to Paris, and then you can phone Metropolis from police headquarters.
What?
Wait a minute.
What is it?
I thought the main house on this estate up there on the hill was deserted, but... Great Scott, this will explain everything.
What do you mean? What do you see in that house?
I'll show you in a moment, Miss Lane. Let's lock Carey and his two muscle men in the cottage here, and then you and I will have a look at that house. But I warn you, get ready for a shock. Here, this cellar room is the one we want, Miss Lane. Wait, I'll open the door.
What's down here, Superman?
You'll see for yourself in a moment. Now, here's the light switch. Now, look.
Good heavens. A man bound and gagged.
Yes, take a good look at him while I remove his ropes.
Why, he looks just like Georges Carey.
I am Georges Carey, mademoiselle.
What?
Oui,
Superman, did you hear that? He said he is Georges Carey. But he can't be.
That's right. Can't you guess the answer now?
Well, no,
This man is the real Georges Carey. The other chap who looks just like him and has been posing as him is either a wonderfully clever imposter or...
he is my twin brother.
Twin brother?
He was always a rascal. I was led to believe he was dead. He turned up 6 months ago with two other men. Imprisoned me here in my own cellar.
Good grief.
Please, telephone at once to Colonel Shallow of the Secret Service. Tell him my brother is a spy for an enemy country. He's been posing as me, obtaining valuable military information which he has been conveying to the enemy.
Oh, brother, what
you
a
can
story.
stop worrying now, monsieur.
The villain, how he taunted me. He planned when France fell to have me branded as the traitor. Always he hated me. Please, monsieur, mademoiselle, contact Colonel Shallow at once.
We're all going to see Colonel Shallow now, Monsieur Carey, and we'll turn your brother over to him. So relax. Everything is under control at last.
Messieurs, permit me to offer a toast to the great one who saved La Belle France. He was known as Superman.
Oh, Clark, isn't it a shame that Superman couldn't stay here for his own party?
Oh, who said he couldn't stay?
Well, he did. He said he had things to do. And
Oh?
now, Clark Kent, what are you laughing at?
Oh, skip it, Lois. Say, by the way, where's Diana?
Well, she's off in Madrid with Raymond, her dancing partner. They made up all their differences.
Oh, good. Did you cable your story to the Daily Planet?
Oh, boy, did I. You don't think I'd forget that, do you? Clark, do you realize I scooped every newspaper in the whole United States?
And I don't even rate half your byline, huh?
Why should you get half my byline?
Oh, I don't know.
Now, Clark, you're acting awfully strangely.
Hmm?
You couldn't be, maybe a little jealous, maybe?
Oh, don't be silly, Lois. But I am a little worried.
Worried about what?
Well, you probably laugh at me, but I don't know. I just have a feeling that something's wrong back home.
What do you mean?
Oh, call it a hunch if you like, but for the past hour or so, I've had a distinct feeling that something is wrong in Metropolis. Very wrong.
You're right, Clark Kent. Something is very wrong back home. We'll be back in a moment to find out more about it, fellows and girls, so keep listening.
The big day is coming soon, gang. The day when the Brock Candy people, sponsors of Superman, will begin offering the swell new Superman Radio Quizmaster game to all you fellows and girls. Brock's, you know, are the people who make that delicious Brock's Chocolate Mint Candy Bar. The candy bar that's enjoyed by more people than any chocolate mint in the world. The Superman Radio Quizmaster game is an exciting, brand new idea. Nothing like it has ever been offered before on any radio program. With the Superman Radio Quizmaster game, you can be the master of ceremonies of a real quiz show right in your own home. The Superman Radio Quizmaster game has everything you need to put on a regular, big-time quiz show, including questions and answers, amusing stunts, and a realistic model microphone you can set up right on the table whenever it's time to go on the air. And that's not all. With your Superman Radio Quizmaster game, you'll also get the official entry blank you'll need to enter Brock's Big Superman Treasure Chest contest, with hundreds of valuable prizes, including bicycles, radios, cowboy boots, roller skates, footballs, and many more. So keep listening to Superman every day, and keep your pencil handy, because pretty soon we're going to tell you how you can get that swell Superman Radio Quizmaster game and that official entry blank for Brock's Big Superman Treasure Chest contest. And at your favorite candy counter, keep reaching for Brock's Chocolate Mint Candy Bar. It's delicious.
And now, back to the adventures of Superman. It is just after 6 o'clock in the evening in Metropolis. The editorial staff of the Daily Planet have departed for their homes, and Beanie Martin, chief copy boy, is about to follow them when the phone rings in Clark Kent's empty office. Eager to get home, Beanie hesitates. Then, as the phone continues to ring insistently, he shrugs resignedly and enters Kent's office.
Hello?
This is Jim Olson. Is Mr. Kent there?
Oh, hello, Jim. This is Beanie. You having a good vacation?
I haven't got time to talk now, Beanie. Put Mr. Kent on the phone, please, and hurry up.
Well, he ain't here. I mean, he isn't.
Where is he, do you know?
Yeah, he's in Paris.
Paris? You mean Paris, France?
Uh-huh. You see...
Oh, golly. Well, what about Miss Lane? Is she there?
Uh-huh. She's in Paris, too.
Oh,
and,
no.
oh, boy, did she get a terrific story. All about
Never
a spy.
mind, Is Mr. White around then?
No, he had to go.
Oh, gosh, what'll I do?
What do you mean? What's cooking, Jim?
Plenty. Look at Beanie. You've got to get a hold of Mr. White right away.
Eli, what's going on, Jim?
Please, Beanie, stop interrupting and listen.
Uh-huh.
Get hold of Mr. White right away. Right now, see? Tell him I'm in trouble.
You're in trouble?
Will you stop interrupting me?
Well, okay, but...
Tell Mr. White to phone me immediately at this number. Have you got a pencil?
Just a minute. Okay, go ahead, Jim.
178J, Leestown, Missouri.
Oh, shucks.
What's the matter?
I broke the point on the pencil.
Oh, of all the time.
I think I got it, though. 178K.
Oh, no, J, not K. J, as in Jersey. You got it?
Uh-huh. 178J.
That's right. Leestown, Missouri. Now get hold of Mr. White and tell him to call me right away, Beanie. Tell him it's a matter of life and death.
Galvanized into action, Beanie Martin replaces the phone. Then, his brow furrowed with worry, he begins his attempts to reach Perry White, editor of the Daily Planet and mayor of Metropolis. What grave trouble is cub reporter Jimmy Olsen in? And what did he mean when he said it was a matter of life and death? Tomorrow we begin a brand new and exciting Superman adventure story, fellows and girls. One that will try the Man of Steel's great powers to the limit, and which will keep you on the edges of your chairs from beginning to end. So be sure to tune in again tomorrow. Same time, same station, for Chapter 1 of The Mystery of the Silver Buffalo on The Adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC Comics magazine and is brought to you Monday through Friday at this same time. Watch for the Superman Adventure serial, soon to be shown at your local movie theater. Listen tomorrow, same time, same station, for Chapter 1 of The Mystery of the Silver Buffalo on The Adventures of Superman. Brought to you by Brock's famous chocolate mint candy bar. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Welcome back. Well, there are a couple things I really liked about the serial. I liked the Diana Lane character and the mystery early on. And even though I think identical twins are overused in fiction, it works here to kind of create a nice little situation where both Kent and the French policeman were correct. That George Carey would never do this, but there's an evil identical twin. And by the way, when you have an evil identical twin, it's always a good idea to have your fingerprints on file. What I didn't like, well, I think particularly in this last few episodes, you had too many deus ex machinas actually saving Lois's life. You had the assassin who didn't want to kill women, and then you had the henchman Jacques who got stopped by the police. It's less Superman to the rescue and more dumb luck. I also don't think Lois as a character is well served by this script. Even in this radio program, she's been shown to be brave, daring, and resourceful. Here, I think she's just way too much of a damsel in distress. The character definitely deserves better than that. James Lawrence, in his review, said it was a nice cloak and dagger story, but it wasn't something that was all that original, and he also thought the villain was underdeveloped and kind of weak and could have been a lot better because he definitely had potential. So a bit of a mixed review on this final story. And this is our final story for the serial format. Now, I should say that the serials did go on over radio for quite a while, with 9 more serials airing before the series went to self-contained half-hour stories. On this last episode of this story, we heard Brock's begin their sponsorship. According to Michael Hayde's book, Flights of Fantasy, the sponsorship would last a total of 13 weeks, and it was actually only on a small number of Midwestern stations that they were sponsoring it. So that was a regional sponsor that we heard that ad from. Well, now we turn to listener comments and feedback. And I have an email from Ellie who writes, Dear Adam, I'm hooked on this show and also Dragnet. It's amazing, and sometimes I listen to as much as 30 on one Saturday. Right now, I'm only on episode 401. I like all of your comments on the plot holes because it makes me think. It's interesting how you can see the current events of that time shape the story. Thanks a lot for spending your time on this. And it's signed Ellie, 12 years old. Well, thanks so much for listening, Ellie. And I hope you make it all the way to this episode, a little more than 600 episodes away. I appreciate you listening out there. And that will actually do it for today and for our serial episodes. But join us next Monday as we get into the self-contained half-hour episodes of Superman. In the meantime, if you have a comment, send it to me, Adam at adamsweb.us. Be sure and rate the show on iTunes and pick up your copy of the Powerhouse Heroic Adventures Bundle. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham, signing off.